I was going to kick off with a.
So yeah, the exit polling is telling us that black people tried to save America. Nobody else helped. It is documented. I went hard, made some think pieces about my fellow black men, and being like, because I needed to see this number. We have a thought process, I think, in the black community. You're not gonna talk crazy about us, and we vote for you. Like, it's just not how that's gonna work, right? Clearly, the Hispanics and Latinos do not feel the same way that we do, because this is what I don't think is clicking. When Trump says he wants to deport 25 million people, there are not 25 million undocumented people in this country. And so who are they going to come for? Latino men, Latino women. And 54% of Latino men were like,
Hey, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone's. Oh, I might be a little bit. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's the sweet spot. How's everybody? All right, cut it out. How's everybody doing today, man? We are here live on November 10th, 2024. Yes. Last time we were here, we were watching what were we watching? I forgot what we was watching. What we coming over here to watch? Oh, the dang, what are we coming for? Oh no, we voted. We were talking about voting. That's what it was. So we came in, we voted. We were talking about the voting and everything like that. And it was a great time. It was Gooch and Kay Emil, man, two dynamic individuals that came through, blessed with their time. And we talked. Right, we had a little discussion. Fast forward to today. All right. The election's over. Right? The election is over, and there is a winner. Former President Trump, man. He's the guy right now. Oh, I don't know where that came from, but he is the guy right now. He is the one that won by a landslide. He pretty much just demolished Vice President Harris. So that was I wasn't expected. But we're gonna talk about it because a large number of I think white women and Latino men definitely came through and showed out. White men also came through and showed out for Trump, man. So they really did their thing, man. He took a lot of numbers, a lot of places. He did a lot of things. So we're just gonna talk about some of these things. I'm having conversations with people. People are having conversations with me, and now I want to have a conversation with you. But before we do that, before we get into that, please allow me a chance to get some little house cleaning done real quick. All right. If you can, please hit the like button. They say that it helps the algorithm, and I definitely do appreciate it. All right. As well as you can hit the subscribe as well. So that way you'll know. Hit the bell as well. Hit the subscribe and the bell. So that way you know every time we go live. You feel me? Make sure you hit that little bell that says ding that lets you know when we go live. All right, as well as you can thank you for somebody already gave me a thumbs up. Appreciate it, man. I can see the thumbs up and thumbs down, so appreciate whoever gave me that thumbs up off the background, man. Appreciate it. I already know who it was too. I ain't even gotta say nothing. I already know who it was, man. Mr. Disney is in the building himself. We in the building. Yes sir. Thank you for being here, good sir. But yeah, Dang, what the heck was I talking about? Oh, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification so you can every time we go live. There's also a Cash App up there if you want to donate to the stream. That'd be most appreciated, but not necessary. Okay. But if you want to support the stream, you can. All right. So yeah, with that being done, all right, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Let me welcome in the one and only Miss Kay Emil. Miss Kay Emil does have a YouTube channel, man, called Kay Emil. She also has a journal that she put together as well. And she's just a phenomenal, man. So please give a warm welcome to Kay Emil. What up, girl?
Hi.
All right.
We got a lot to talk about.
What's that?
I said we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. We got so much to talk about. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're supposed to have two more people that came on. One of them I haven't heard from, and the other one is dealing with something right now, so they might come in later. So if they do, we'll welcome them in at that time. But as of now, we'll go ahead and get into this thing. Eh, the Okay, I'm gonna ask you, Kate. The election, was it what you expected? The outcome.
Honestly, no. I thought, that it'll be, a close race, but it kind of threw me off with the early determination that they did, because normally we vote, we don't get the results at least for a couple of days. But yeah, it's like you don't know what to think because
Yeah,
it's gonna get crazy. So
yeah. Um, Miss Shanti says, "Hey y'all, Miss Shanti, would you like to come up? I do have some open vacancies at the moment.
come
If you would
on,
like to come
Shanti
in and
and
chime into
Diz
this."
Riz.
Diz is dealing with something right now, so he won't be able to come in at the present moment. But I'm
Uh,
sure if he once he wraps it up, he'll be able to. He'd be probably more than willing to kick it with us. So, but yeah, yeah, I have to say I feel the same with you in the effect that I definitely thought that um, I didn't think it was going to go that way. I thought it was going to be a lot closer, especially when we were talking about the polls and all that stuff. Um, I don't like talking politics. We're not talking necessarily politics and details. So you'll be safe. Come on up here. Um, I didn't expect the magnitude of which people came out and rallied for him. And as well as I kind of assumed that it probably, they did want to do a quick election just due to the fact of all the stuff that he was pumping out beforehand of just, already going to say I won regardless of if they in or not type of mentality, or hitting them with the it's rigged. You notice we haven't heard anything about rigged from him uh on this side. Normally
right,
we would have heard a lot
exactly.
of, yeah, it would have been a lot of rig talk. But it's funny we don't hear any rig talk now coming from that camp. So I guess everything is the way that they wanted it to be. So now um as you seen in the beginning clip, uh did you expect for white women and Latinos to come out as hard as they did for Trump? Oh, I think she might have lagged. She might have lagged out. Um, so I'll just go ahead and give my perspective. No, I did not. I did not. Especially as many women I've seen marching with the pussy hats on their head. I did not foresee this happening. However, I know that every year you get a new batch of voters, potential voters at that, right? So a piece of me is like, okay, oh, wait, hold on. All I did was went to the second screen. Matter of fact, my name is Marcus, aka E. I don't care what you call me, long as you call me baby. All right. I am the host for those that may not have known. So the so yes, so I expected for for some of the ladies, for white ladies to come out in support. However, I definitely did not expect Latino men to come out as heavy as they did. I did not see that one coming, especially with all the deportation talk um, that was happening on that side. I did not expect for them to come out and pull for this candidate as hard as they did. I can't tell if you're frozen or not. It looks like you might be still frozen. Yeah, I think it's still frozen. Okay. So yeah, I didn't expect it. You know, because I tell you, I was looking at the riot, the rallies, that they were having with the white ladies, man, and they looked like they were pretty upset. It looked like they weren't having it. They had the I see you move every now and then. They have the oh, are you back now? Oh, I seen your eyebrows go up. Oh, dang it. Okay. I seen them out there, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to take it. So I was like, okay, they got to be, you know, separating themselves. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we seen the housemaids or whatever it's called, homemade tales, housemaid tales, whatever it is. They're like, we already seen that. We didn't want that, right? So I was really shocked to have seen them come out and support in the way that they did on that aspect. I think you're moving a little bit. Do you need to reset your Wi-Fi? Maybe. Okay.
It's not me.
It's not you.
It looks like you're frozen. No,
Like right now, does it look like I'm
it looks
frozen right
like you're
now?
frozen.
Oh, okay.
No, not now. Before it was.
Okay. Okay. You're looking good right now. Okay. Good. 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 But yes, were you expecting for white women and Latinos to show up in the numbers that they did, in the overwhelming numbers that they did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've never seen. Yeah, because I never see them. Watch out. Do what they say. Okay. Do what they say that they gonna do. Like it's always been. Yeah, I smile in your face. I'll tell you what you want, but when it comes down to it, I knew that they was gonna vote.
Man, you know what? And I'm not gonna lie, I maybe would have seen it from Hispanic men because a lot of Hispanic men really do seem to lean right, which is understandable as some aspect of it. I mean, they're here, they're in. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, if we do it this way, then you need to do it this way, right? So I can kind of see them leaning more right on that aspect. But I definitely didn't expect for it with those numbers. Especially the way that they talk. I don't know. It's crazy to me. But I how does so okay, so I did have a talk. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to approach this thing. Okay. Because there's a lot to talk about here. All right. I want to try to do it as in a nice, wholesome way. Okay. Um Now, I had a talk with some individuals. Let me move this over here real quick. I had some talk with some individuals with a friend, and um, this was after the announcement that Trump had already won, and tread lightly, G. You know me, man. I tread as lightly as an elephant. Okay. Um, that I had a conversation with a friend, and his point was, and this is after the election had already went through. We know Trump is the winner, right? And my friend, he's prior military as well. So I was talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, I don't understand because once it happens, now your timeline gets flooded with everybody you thought were friends. Well, I ain't gonna say you thought were friends, but everybody, a lot of people on your friend list, uh, that look a little different than you really start showing out and posting all these things, right? They really rev it up. And that's what happened. And I'm like, man, I don't understand, necessarily the voting. I didn't get it, right? Um, so my friend was like, yo, look, man, you're looking at it, you're overreacting, you're looking at it a whole different light, man. The guys who you served with, they are able to draw a line in the sand. So if he does something, then I guess they're willing to step in, right? I guess to defend the Constitution, right? Because we all, they all took an oath to defend the Constitution, foreign and domestic, right? And my skepticism, came in when I hear how the now duly elected president spoke in regards to being a dictator.
We love this guy. He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator."
So that right there gave me a little pause, okay? Because to hear someone say they want to be a dictator, I don't care what your reasons are that you say you want to be a dictator, but the fact that you saying that you want to be a dictator brings me pause. Should it bring me pause? Should it bring people, the citizens of America who did not vote for this individual, should that bring them pause, Kay?
It should bring them pause, but they're not looking at it as he means, I want to, dictate to, just a certain amount, a certain few. That's how they see it. They don't see it as he means everybody, including you. So it's like they had this illusion. Okay, we won. I voted for this person, so this is not gonna happen to me. It might happen to them, but it's not gonna happen to me. And that's where the land of illusion come in at.
Wow, well said. I think you're right on that one. Um, and another thing is, are there potential dangers and consequences of a leader pursuing dictatorial power in the United States? I think that there is, right? Because I feel like it's almost like Lay's chips. You can't just have just one, right? You can't have just one.
Yes,
It's dictated on this now, but then wait a minute. I mean, this worked really good when I did it. Maybe I need to be dictator over here as
right.
well, right? What do you think? Do you think that there's a potential danger or consequences when it comes to leadership pursuing dictatorial power here in the United States?
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, with how can I say this? It's like when you give a person absolute power over anything, you know, say like, okay, on the job, this is across the board. Everybody knows that as soon as that one person gets pushed up to like a supervisor or something like that, then their ego inflate. They feel like that they run everybody,
Yeah.
and that's how I think that he already has a ego about himself, but I think it's going to be extremely worse. You know, if he's allowed to do all
Yeah. And what do you say to people like Jakar Lee who says, was he a dictator the first time he was president? Because
that.
I think that this is a different time, right? So I think the first go around, you had guardrails to
Mm-mm,
protect him from going out of bounds, but
mm-hmm,
now he's putting
mm-hmm.
people in place that just follows his lead. Reason one, Mike Pence isn't his vice president, right? But what would you say to
Exactly.
someone like that? Good question, Jakar Lee.
Jakar Lee, I really think you need to read up on some history, especially with several dictators. And I don't want to say it out there because we're on YouTube, but history has shown us what an actual dictator is capable of. So what he did last time. No, that was not dictatorship. That was I'm gonna see how far I can get away with some shit. That's what that was. But this
Yeah.
go round, that was like a practice. The first go round was like a practice run for him. This go round, he got certain things, set up for him to even get close to, becoming one. So
Yeah, and I think that you raise a lot of great points, and I think the other thing too is to say, well, he wasn't a dictator when he was in his first one. To leave out the fact that he indeed tried, though, right? Because he called Georgia and said, "Hey, man, I need such and such amount of, you know what I'm saying, to retain power. Just give me a such and such amount." Then when that fell through, he said, "Okay, hey, let's go down to the Capitol. I'm gonna be with you." And then they went down there, stormed that, screamed out, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." took a dump in the hallways, putting their feet up on there. I mean, they, really in effort. Let's talk about the reason why they did that. The reason why was an effort to take over or subvert the will of the people, to stop the election. That's something that dictators would do. So to say, well, he wasn't a dictator, but that doesn't mean that he didn't try to be a dictator. I think you have to put that in there as well. But I'll be interested to know what you think about that, Lee. Speaking of dictatorship, because I like to start with my weakest argument first, and I really would love to see them squirm on this one right here, because I really want to know, how do you justify using the military against U.S. citizens?
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military. We have two enemies. We have the outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within. And the enemy from within, in my opinion, is more dangerous than China, Russia, and all these countries.
The enemy from within. To use and I want to say some people may be military around here as well. So I'm curious on how, him giving the order, how they would react to that. But what America is this? Okay, what America is this?
I'm still trying to figure that out because it's like it's a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on for it.
No,
it's
no,
like. I'm sorry, y'all. My daughter.
No. You good. You good. If you need a break, you just tell me if you need to. Just say hold on, and I'll pick up.
No, it's okay. It's just a different feeling. It's like it's hard to believe that our freedoms are dangling by a thread right now. And it's like you have in your head like, oh, they never gonna let him do that. But then again, you think about some of the people that he has put in place in certain positions, and it's a possibility that a lot of things gonna change for the worse.
Yeah.
So.
It looks like we got a response from Jakar Lee. Let's see what he says. He says that's their job, to keep peace and order when the police can't. All right.
What movie was that I seen? Oh my gosh.
We are in the upside down.
I gotta think about it.
We are in the upside down. I don't even think that he may even realize what he's saying. But he is someone who there are people who talk like him and who believe like him, that to keep the peace and the order. Now, mind you, what peace and what order is being disturbed, right? He hasn't said there was anything that was. All he simply said was that he people, the enemy of the state, and the police or the reserve. I mean, the reserve or the army should come in and be utilized against the enemy from within. But he never mentioned what. I would be curious what disorder, Jakar Lee, what disorder is there for him to put that in there for you? You know what I'm saying? Like what disorder would there be? Well, I didn't hear him mention any, so I'll be curious to know which one he's talking about. Ross said, "Hey man, what up, Fire? Thank you, Miss."
Yeah, I thought about what the movie was.
Mr. VV.
So the movie.
You talking
what
about
did that last one say?
Citizens, Mr. VVS's. He's trying to talk about.
Okay. No, the name of the movie I was talking about was Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
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 I really, it feels a lot realer now.
Yeah. 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 Um, I definitely agree. I'm
And if
talking.
you haven't seen it, y'all need to see it, and analyze, the stuff that's going on at this second since we have the election.
Jakar Lee says I'm talking about riots and stuff like that. When there's a state of emergency, yeah, but he didn't say there's a state of emergency. Are you responding to the clip that we just showing? Or are you just um, saying something?
Just
Because if you're just
talking.
saying something, then I understand that. But if you're referring to the clip, I definitely didn't hear any type of state of emergency on him on the reasoning why he would use the military on American citizens outside of them just being the enemy within. But he didn't describe the enemy within or what they were doing to be enemies. He just said the enemy within. So it lead me to believe that they may not share the same ideology. But yeah, feel free to clarify on that one, man. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I think this is the Make America Great Again America that he's creating. Um, that he's creating here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, K man. I hear, I've always heard a lot of talk um about there being two different Americas. And I
Yeah.
definitely think that they are two different types of Americas. And I think one of them is where Americans is where people I think that there's one that's the American dream. Now these are your
Yeah.
white folks and your European Americans, right? Um,
Hmm.
this one has the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the all men are equal, right? That's the
Right.
dream of America. However, I believe that there's
Right.
a reality of America as well,
Hmm.
and this is for the
There it is.
people of color. Well, highly melanated uh, African
Hmm.
American or black individuals, black and brown
Yeah.
individuals. And I think this one is where they really want to take away your liberty. They don't care about your
Hmm.
happiness. They don't care. They want to take away your autonomy to your own body. And there's a small group that believe that they're superior than others. Um, and I think that this is why I think that, and this is my own opinion. I believe that us black folks are really really patriotic, man, because we know this and we still strive for it to be the best America. We know we want the American dream to be true. It's a couple of different types, different types of Americas. I wouldn't doubt that. These were just the two that I could come up with, but I'm always listening for more. Okay, uh, right. So those are the two type of Americas. And I think that what happens is that um, the second group of individuals, the reality of America for a lot of people of color, um, just happens that there are people who are in positions of power, right? Like they're just in position of power to affect our lives. That's why it's important for us to become judges. That's why it's important for us to become lawyers. That's why it's important for us to become senators and involved in Congress and the political arena. That's why it's important because we need that representation and people who can understand the struggle and call out injustice whenever they see it, right? Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, are probably like a little skeptical, like, man, how are you going to say that there's two different Americas, right? Let's say that two people committed the same crime, right? They would be charged the same, right? Would they?
Punishments. Both this man and woman were convicted in separate cases of selling fentanyl-laced heroin that killed someone. The man on the left sentenced to 20 years in prison here in Western New York. The woman on the right gets probation in Central New York. The stark differences sparked quite a conversation on our Facebook page about the vastly different sentences. So why did one defendant get decades in prison and the other one got no prison time at all?
Wow. Okay, so maybe okay, it was the charge. Okay, hold on. Let me get the. I got to think about this one real quick. I got to marinate. DeCarly says, "Let's be real. Blacks didn't care about the election until Obama. Okay, and I'm wondering, you say that to say what? Can you answer that question? You say that to say what? What is the point of that statement right there? Is it that black people still shouldn't be voting
That's what I
because
want
of
to know.
that, or what's that?
No, it's what I got from it was he's saying that black people didn't care who was president to begin with. They didn't start getting serious until they seen the possibility that a black person would run. That's
So
what I
that
got from
so
that
then that
statement.
that would make it even more important then to have representation in these positions. And not, would that be correct? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think so too. But
yeah,
you know, to each his own. That's how I look at it.
yeah. Oh, Jacquard said something again. He said, "Did he have priors?" That's crazy that he jumped to the he and not the her. That's amazing. Um, I'm not sure if he had. They didn't specify if he had priors or not. They didn't specify if she did either. So our ancestors didn't get lynched for voting. Yes, that is true. I think that um, I think that's one way of looking at it. Thank you, Messiah, for the comment. I think that's one way of looking at it. However, I think that more importantly, um, is the way to look at it is that you're already in the game and you get a certain amount of time at a certain time to determine where the game goes. Now, you can either put your voice out there and try to move it in the way that you find conducive to your lifestyle and the way that you want America to be, or you cannot do it and let somebody else determine it for you. But you have the ability to do so. So I think that it is more important that you're already in the game. The how long you stay in jail, how they make the laws that you can break or not break or whatever is this is how it is. This is how it's done. So you're already in the game. It's only best. I think it would be only smart to play it the way it was made to be played. Did you have anything to put on that, Kay?
No, I thought it was well said.
All right, all right, all right. See if you're gonna put your stink on it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he did have priors, Jacarly. I don't know, man. Or maybe that's the problem. Maybe it was a he, right? What if it was two ladies that did almost exactly the same crime? Do you think that they would? There is no way that would happen.
We know that the justice system is anything but, and that race unfortunately has and always has and still does play a role in how the justice system treats people. But you don't very often get to directly compare two things and see the difference, but we can now. A white woman stole nearly $250,000 from the village of Chagrin Falls. Judge Holly Gallagher sentenced her on Monday to 2 years of probation. A black woman who stole $40,000 from Maple Heights City Schools went before Judge Rick Bell, who sentenced her Tuesday to 18 months in prison.
Damn. Okay, two women. They look about almost the same age, about
I
the
just
same
don't
crime.
understand how you live in America and certain people can't see that it has been like this for what 400 years. It's and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you just all." It's not always about a race. Technically, it is because that's the second person that got probation when the other person got how many years? And the only difference was they were different races. They did the same crime. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, exactly. Well put. I think that, um, and again, this is just to demonstrate again what people are saying that there are two different Americas here, right? So no wonder why maybe so many black folks showed up for Harris over Trump because of that reality. And like the dude said in the beginning, he was like, "Look, I don't know about y'all, but black folks, when you talk crap to us, we ain't going out there to vote for you, right?" So that was a whole nother thing. Like we're not dumb, we're not slow, right? We know when we're being sold a bad deal. We just know that, right? We know when you're not for us. That's it. Now, we're not saying that, hey, man, the Democrat Party is the one, like they're doing a great job, but we know where the races reside and we know where we're not welcome, right? So I think that's the big, because look, man, I am all for the Republicans like doing a better outreach, changing their identity as far as cozying up to some of these people who are racist. I think that if they did that, then they would definitely get a lot more support, because I believe that a lot of black people do lean right. They do lean Republican, but because of who they support, it's hard to believe that they're going to be able to support us. And we have to pick, unfortunately, between a two-party system, and that's why I think it mainly goes that way. What you got for me, Kay?
And another thing too is that's the reason why we always vote against what other people deem to be, best. Because it's like when we look at it, we're looking at, well, when people of color look at certain things, we look at how does it benefit us all. When other people, look at certain things, they look at, well, this benefit me and mine over here, but everybody else is, in trouble over there. But I'm gonna go over here where I feel safe, you know. But when it's unsafe over here, then it's, oh, hey guys, we need help over here. Can y'all come help us?
Yeah.
And and that's how that happens, because we know that we don't have too much. We got some power, but we ain't got no power that's gonna immediately change anything for us. We have to go through hoops and loops and channels and ceilings, and we got to climb a few mountains, and that's only the half. So we tend to play it safe a lot, So when we see people voting, against us, then of course, it's like, okay, I think, this time, don't ask us for anything, we're done.
Yeah, I
You know.
definitely think that all right, so I just got news. It's probably just going to be us two. So, yeah. All right, so we gonna rock this thing. All right, which I wish I would have known, because I definitely needed more clips. So we're gonna burn through these clips pretty quick. But we're gonna take our time to talk about this thing. But yes, I definitely I think that you're right. I think that yeah, I think you're right on that. I think you're right on that. So it, I think that and you know what, man, I have been hearing you know what, never mind. I'm all right. We're gonna talk about. I covered this before. All right, this is a TikTok joint. I covered this before, and I kind of I want to speak to this. Yeah, I definitely want to speak to this, because I believe that it speaks to being qualified. A lot of things that I heard was Harris was not qualified, right? But I think that there's a thing that happens in America when it comes to people of color, and I wanna try this out. Hold on, where is it at?
Clearly this woman was stealing from black content creators. And let's put this short clip up so you could see this. Now, as you could see, that is a TikToker by the name of the Maya Nicole. And then you look at her on the right hand side. Now, the black creator is not getting that shine. I mean, if you see the difference in the dances, like I said, it's just a difference of seasoning and just bland, no salt.
All right, so I played this clip as a demonstration that we don't get, people of color do not get, and especially women do not get the shine that they deserve. Right? You can clearly see that one of these things was nothing like the other. They tried to mimic it, but they just didn't have, as the gentleman said, the flavor to make this thing happen, right? But there's a lot of this that happens on a lot of different levels when it comes to people of color and especially women of color. And I think that, and I don't know, I'm asking the question. I want to know. Actually, I do got my opinion on it, but I'll wait. But the thing is this a thing, right? Is this a thing where people of color and especially women of color get overlooked? All right, let's talk about this real quick, right? There's a qualification thing here, right? So if you look, this is Kamala Harris's, right? She was the district attorney in 2004 2011, attorney general 2011 to 2017, 2017 to 2021. She was the United States Senate. She was vice president for 4 years to 2024. Let's add that up. How many years is that? That's 20 years of service. Okay. Now let's check the opponent who is now president elect. Right. Let's just look at some of the things he got going on. 6 bankruptcies. Okay. With some casinos. They literally give you money. Some Trump steaks. Bad. Trump University. I think some watches. Okay. Selling some vodka. It just seems like he's just a salesman who had 4 years as the president. 4 years, but yet people say she was not qualified. My thing that I would ask is, do people of color, especially women, have to overachieve to gain recognition while their counterparts can succeed even at mediocre levels? What says you? Looks like you might have froze on me. And I'm not going to say anything yet because being that you are, I believe, a woman of color, and this is the topic of what we're talking about. I wanted to give you the first dibs at it, but you're frozen on me. Right. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time here. Hopefully you're able to come back. But as you
We'll
can
never be good enough
oh,
for no position, to certain people. So
you just came back in. I didn't hear anything you said before that. Would you mind repeating that? Oh crap! I think I lost you again. God dang it! Well, what I want to do is I want to take the time for everybody who is watching the show. Thank you to everyone who hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you. Um, okay, she tried to come in, but then got kicked. Can she come back in?
okay,
Oh, I can hear you. Say something again.
yeah, I'm back in.
Okay, I can't see you, but I can
Yeah, I'm
hear
back
you.
in.
Do you want to answer that question
Yeah, you
again?
can't see me because I'm not sitting down.
No, I mean I can't see you at all. Like your camera.
Y'all don't hear none of that.
No, your camera's not up.
Okay, let me go back out and come back in. Then.
Okay, that's fine. Let me see. I see we got some comments. Give me a second, and I'm gonna come in to you on that one. Well, there we go. Hopefully that works. Let's see. Did we get you in there? Nope. Can we hear you at least? I think I heard something.
I'm here.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing, but I can hear you. So if you want to just go ahead and talk through your answer, That'd be fine. There you go. I see you now.
Okay. Now I had to double check on my TV. Make sure you can hear me.
All right, so go ahead with your answer again. Sorry, we did not hear you.
I said it doesn't matter what we do, no matter how much experience, how many degrees, what mountains we had to climb, nothing. Certain people are always going to think that, we need to do more, so it's like, to the point, it's like, it's time for us to do our own thing, since it's like, no matter how much we have built and contributed to, certain things, it'll never be good enough. But I guarantee you, if we was to, branch off and, created our own cities again, then there'll be an issue because we're not sharing, what we know with the world anymore. So
Yeah, I can definitely I agree with that, and kudos to you for because I think entrepreneurship is going to be one of the biggest things, and I know that you wrote a book, so shout out to you on that one, putting a book together on that end. But I think it's going to take things like that to
yeah, I'm just
definitely.
testing some things out because I mean, it's you know little stuff that I'm trying to see what I can and can't do. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's all about. And as far as to the prompt, man, do people of color, especially women, have to overachieve to gain recognition while their counterparts can succeed even at a mediocre level? I would definitely say yes,
Oh yes,
one hundred
yes,
percent.
most definitely.
Because I think
You
there's
got to do way more.
yeah, I think there's a thing of where people of color have to prove themselves. Um, a lot of the times. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even been surprised if that black girl had to prove that she originated that dance that white girl took. You know what I'm saying? They would have thought
Oh, she
there's
did.
yeah, yeah. So and it just goes to show again, you can just take what we create, and try to imitate it as best as possible, and still do a horrible job at imitating it, but still get the shine and the success and the money, just because it's not even. I can see if the girl was killing the dance, and it's not a knock on her. I'm just saying in general. I can see if somebody was killing the dance. They were uh, better than the creator. Then I can say, okay, well, shit, you got to up your game. She didn't even do it better than the creator. And still got that shot. It's ridiculous to me. Let me go to the comments and see what they talking about over here, man. Mr. Ross said, black people have to work twice as hard as their counterparts. I definitely agree with that as well. Jakar Lee says the most qualified doesn't always win the job. We know that, and I think that recently that has shown to be true as well. Jakar Lee in the last election. Jakar Lee says people get denied jobs for being overqualified every day. I think that that's another tool used as well as to deny somebody. How you overqualified to get a job, bitch. I ain't never overqualified to get paid. Give me the motherfucking give me the goddamn job. But
Yeah,
I
they
think
want you to have experience, but they don't want you to have experience. It's crazy.
yes, I think that that's just another tactic to deny you accessibility. I really do. So, don't believe everything in the way that they say it. I think that you have to look underneath it a little bit to say, okay, it may not be that I'm overqualified. It just may be that, you know, maybe there's other reasons, right? To that. But yes, I was very curious on that again. The amount of people that said that she was unqualified, and when you look at them side by side, I don't understand that. But again, they're okay. They get to be mediocre at best. Now, I'm kind of done with Trump. All right. That was the Trump talk. For now, we're off Trump. Now, we're going to talk about my people. Okay, let's talk about we need to have a sit down, ladies, because man, black men was taking some fire. Let's listen to some of the blame that we got, man, for this voting election.
We're going to talk about Latino men. I'm going to let their people deal with them. But I'm going to talk about black men and how y'all could have made such a big difference in all of this. Even if your state did come out blue, we see those percentage of black men that chose to vote for Trump because I got a fucking chip on y'all shoulder. Most of y'all can't do anything without the support of your parent, which is your mother, because 9 out of 10. I'm not going to get into the stereotypes because everybody start chewing me up and shit. But let's be real. That is a thing in our community that our mothers raised us. So what would it have been just for the hell of it to just give us a chance just to fight for us like we have constantly been fighting for y'all cruddy asses?
God damn. Cruddy asses. Thank you for the 3 people that hit the like button. I appreciate you so much.
Okay, look.
Thank you for everybody who's in
I
here
know where
as
they
well.
came
Thank you
from.
for everybody who is in here chilling with us as well. Okay, I just want to give thank you to the people who are here, and thank you so much to K. Emil for being here as well. Thank you. I appreciate
I'm sorry,
you.
I just didn't want to forget what I was going to say.
No, you're okay. I just wanted
I
to give
know where
thanks.
that came from.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so it was a lot of, before the election, it was a lot of men going on social media talking about how they can't be under a woman, you know, and so they were fighting at all costs, to not be up under a woman, you know. So that's where that had came
Yes. So the question
from.
I would ask, and I think you kind of answered it, is why do black women think that black men did not support them?
Because a
And
lot of them said that they was going to vote, the other way because they can't see themselves up under a woman,
okay.
with a woman running the country.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I was talking because I had some ladies in my house have that same energy, and I found it very hard to believe, honestly. And I did not agree with it. And I'll tell you what kind of made me or tricked me a little bit into believing that it could have been possible is when former President Obama came up and was talking to fellas. So I was like, man, if he's talking to the fellas, then maybe this is an actual thing.
In which they took his whole speech to offense instead of him basically trying to tell them we need to well, they need to be stand up men. It's time for them to be in the forefront, instead of, standing behind, the women. Let's be in the forefront to make sure that our communities and everything be safe, blah, 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 blah. They looked at it as him looking down on them. So that's another reason why they decided to vote the other way.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I do believe. Okay, so I believe that. Wait, hold on. Before we get into what I believe, man, there's one part that we got to talk about real quick.
Because I got a fucking chip on y'all shoulder. Most of y'all can't do anything without the support of your parent, which is your mother, because 9 out of 10. I'm not going to get into the stereotypes because everybody start chewing me up and shit. But let's be real. That is a thing in our community that our mothers raised us.
All right, so let's talk about this real quick, okay? I need you to explain this to me, Kay, because I'm not understanding the comment that she made at the end there. It almost seems like she's I'm trying to figure the line, and it seems like she's trying to say that single mothers lead to black men not supporting women. How does this make sense?
In some instances, because there are some women out there that have been terrible mothers. I'm not gonna say all, but there are some that have been terrible mothers. Especially, children see everything, you know, and so certain people when they've been through enough in their childhood, that they knew could have been prevented, but mom didn't do anything to try to prevent it. It was like she was just riding away with it. As they get older, they start having resentment towards their mother and this, that, and the other. So that's what I think. That's what I got out of what she was saying.
Okay. It's a little bit of a stretch for her, not you, of
I'm, I mean,
how
it's
she
not
got to.
saying all, it's not saying all, but there are some that do resent their mothers due to their childhood. So
Okay. Let's see what Jakar Lee had to say, man. He says, "Where was the energy when Hillary lost?" Are you saying like to black men? Like to is that what you're saying? Like black women to black
well,
men?
then nobody want they. It was the same energy that they had for Trump. They did nobody really want. They definitely didn't want her, in office, but like nobody, you know. But they didn't really want Trump either. But they didn't think that Trump would be the person who he is. They was looking at it as, okay, this is somebody that's never been in politics. They thought he was a great businessman, so they was looking at it economy wise, because he knows about business and the ins and outs of certain things, whatever. So I mean, trust me, if we knew, well, I wouldn't say we because I don't even think I voted in that election. But if they knew what type of person he was back then, I don't think that he would have, even got close to being president.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that these both of them were very unpopular choices. I
Hmm.
don't think the majority of people wanted Hillary. But I think that they definitely knew they didn't want Trump um,
Right.
on that one. But I can definitely see how he might have um, engaged the people that you were talking about as far as him being a new
Hmm.
shiny toy. I can definitely see how he could
Right.
win the first one.
Right. It was like they was looking at, oh, he's one of us. He's never been, because he's not a politician, and at that time they was looking for, a fresh face, new ideas, somebody that, pretty much been through the mud like regular American people, but, they didn't realize that Donald Trump ain't never lived like, regular people. Sorry about that.
Now you could.
So but that's how they was, seeing him because, what, he was a TV show host. They see him like as a celebrity, but not, like one of those like a political celebrity, so to speak.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just see
No.
him as a regular everyday guy.
Yeah, I can. I definitely understand that. I don't think he was one of the favorites as well. Ms. Zaya says that it was there. Some people wanted the non politicians, and I agree. He was new. He had name recognition. Nobody quite knew where it was going to go, so I definitely can see that. Thor says the top Democrats are the elite with old money. I definitely could see how he could put in there as well. Thor also said Trump actually turned his back on the elites. He used to be one of them. This never talked about. Trump is old money. I can see that. I don't know if he turned his back on him because he getting some money now. He was definitely getting money while he was president as well. So I'm not sure if he actually turned his back on him or maybe even became more buddies, especially with able to help him with the tax plan as well. So it might have been a little bit of help there. I mean, you give me millions and billions, you're gonna be my buddy. I don't know about you, but you're gonna be my buddy. But yeah, I definitely could see how it is. But yes, I definitely think that. Oh, sorry, got another one real quick. Thor says the elite feels that it beyond the comprehension why Trump is so intent on empowering the peasants with opportunities, wealth, and success, things which are meant to stay out of their reach. I'll tell you what. There are a lot of people that I've noticed say like, "Hey, man, I felt like I had more money." I do know that I've heard that quite a bit. And I can get it, especially in the way that the economy is now, even though it is in a recovery, that yes, it would feel that way. So I can understand how you
And
may.
but that was because of a. I'm sorry.
I
I
can see,
apologize.
I know I can see how you may how a lot of people may feel that way, and I'll tell you this part as well. I'm not a Trumper, but I if I can't wait to feel that way, the way that they felt. I didn't necessarily feel that way during that time, but apparently there I may have missed something. I'm middle class, so I may have missed something, but I was not balling out of control. I didn't have a mansion. I didn't have a Bugatti. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel that, but I do understand that with the inflation happening as well, it's a real thing, right? So it's not the discount that, yeah,
Right.
discount what you're saying. It's just, I understand that, well, the inflation hit, because of the COVID inflation, everything started hitting back to back to back. And so right now we're coming out of that. Hopefully this will be another feel good moment as well. Thor Messiah says, please let me know where I can get some of that empowerment. Okay. Yeah, we'll see where where maybe they're handing them out at Costco's. I don't know. As someone mentioned, hold on. Okay.
Ah,
With immense wealth. Oops, sorry. As someone with immense wealth, you got immense wealth. Hey, the Cash App is right here. If you want to share some of that immense wealth, I'm offering you a rare glimpse into the mind of ultra rich. That's why Trump is so yes. So I think that yes, he is despised because of that. Well, I don't know if he's despised because of that, man. Let's be real. A lot of people are not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? They're really not have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Thor. I appreciate you. Don't the Cash App right up there too. Ultra wealth, man. But no, I understand the sentiment and I get it because a lot of people, and you know where I hear a lot of it from, a lot of people that's in poverty are really saying these things, and they're still in poverty. My thing is if it was that much money coming out, why are they not out of poverty? I think that there was a time. I think that people have short memories and they have selective memories, and sometimes they go off of feelings, and I don't think that feelings necessarily equal up to reality. There's, I've seen them out there, especially in Georgia, um, where when he was going through his court thing, and they were in the streets, they were hyped for this man, but they still were in the same conditions that they were when he was in president to when he was out of president. So it's hard for me to say, okay, I believe that we had more money when the outcome doesn't. You can't see it. You can't see it. You know what I'm saying? If these people were out of the poverty area and they were doing good, then I'd be like, yes, this was definitely a good time to be alive. The great president has done it. Let's give him FOMO years, right? But I didn't see that personally. You got the immense wealth.
but
I do not.
but see, I think people think that because you got to think about it. That's around the time where people was figuring out how to be entrepreneurs and how to, start businesses and, things of that nature. They, people were learning how to, produce goods and, things of that nature. So it seemed like that, people were coming up at that time because people were, you know, we were locked down, so people was trying to figure out ways how to make money.
Yeah.
And so it just, it was basically the illusion that everybody had money at that time because
Yeah.
people were, DoorDash and, delivering groceries, all that was new. So, they were making good money. I know I was out there too,
And I think you got to put in
delivering
the. I
groceries
think
and
you got to
stuff.
put in also that it was coming off of a good economy off of Obama as well. You didn't hear people
Right,
talking bad about not having that much money when Obama was in office as well. So it was a slide off of Obama. So yeah, I can understand that. Well, he's the president. It's still I don't feel this burden, right? Because you haven't been hit with
right,
the pandemic um and then the inflation. So yeah, it feels
right,
good, right? It feels different, but I think
right.
that you have to look at it in a totality in order to get a clear picture of it as well. And I still haven't heard a ding from my Cash App, man. What's going on here? All right. Let's see. I think I read Ms. Zaya's already. Chris said I need some of that immense wealth as well, man. As well, I do too. I think I already read that one, immense wealth. Yeah, I think I read that one. I agree. Kay says Mr. Rawls and Messiah says Trump lines his pockets with the rest are like the rest of them. He is not worried about us or about us. Sorry, not US. He's not worried about us. Yeah, I can definitely. Messiah backdoored and said the majority of his businesses are scams. Yeah, we did go through a list of his business. He also got like a NFT and all kind of
Learn,
uh,
how to do that too. So hey,
yeah,
yeah, of course it was money floating around like that.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's the thing. But let's get back to us for a second, okay? Because y'all not sliding off, ladies, just that easily, okay? Because you came for us. I don't know why she was talking about men and single mothers, but okay, right? But let's see what happened after that. Oh yeah, the result.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Would you look at that? Now, my beautiful black sisters, according to these numbers, despite what Twitter has tried to circulate on the internet, and despite what some of y'all have been following hook, line, and sinker to this entire election season, per usual, black men backed up women in the vote. We had y'all. It was a couple stragglers, but there always are. So, yeah. Y'all are good, though. God bless.
Holy shit. We did show up. We did support. We did. We look, man. When I voted, I didn't vote for me. I didn't say, man, it felt good. I had money, so I'm just gonna vote for me. No, what I said is, I have daughters. I have sisters. I have nieces. I have aunties who could find themselves like the story that we covered, who wanted to keep their child, but because of the laws that are in place varied by states, they passed away because they couldn't get the adequate health care because people were afraid to touch them. That's why I voted. I hope you get your money, but at what cost? We showed up and we showed out as well. Like he said, there's going to be a couple of scragglers, right? Right? Because the white man's water is always better. It's always a little, the white man's ice is always colder, right? They gonna show out. They're gonna come out, but they didn't do it in numbers like a lot of people thought that they were gonna do. What talk to me, Kay? Talk to me. How we came in, we showed out. We did not uh we
See,
did not.
everybody thought it was gonna be this blue wave. Like all the states was gonna flip blue, and it didn't happen like that. The thing is, I still don't understand because if you look at the chart and the percentages, what demographics voted and stuff like that, and pretty much almost every state got flipped. It don't make sense,
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay. See, she thinks she's slick, but I just noticed how she just slid over the fact that these women was throwing us under the bus, and didn't have nothing to say about it. Once the numbers came out, and they spoke. Okay, and what it said is that black men did have black women back. That we did have not only black women, we had every woman's back. But more importantly, our black brothers and sisters, our people of color. Because we already know when it comes to the health care, y'all already get discriminated as women already. So now to have y'all out there and potentially lose your life, not on our watch. Not on our watch. So we showed out. So you know how vocal they was to throw us under the bus. Look how loud they came out to redeem it. Oh shit. Okay, that wasn't loud at all. That was very quiet. They came out very, very quietly. Okay. Wow. Not just playing. It was something that did come out and they did show out. Let's show it real quick.
I guess I'd be the first woman to say the internet wouldn't. I guess I'd be the first woman to say the internet would never.
I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna say this instead because my first video got a community guideline, and we all know how that goes. But black men, thank you for showing up, baby. When I saw them numbers, I said, I know I can't be seeing what I'm seeing, but I was seeing what I was seeing. Now we're not done by any means, and there's a lot more ahead of us, but I want to come up here, as much slack as y'all have been getting this year, we know. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for taking time out your day to consider us, to think about us, to hear us, and to stand with us. I love that. And if nobody has said it to you, I'm so proud that you did.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh no, let that marinate. Let that marinate. Hold on. Wait a minute. We don't get that too often. Let that marinate real quick, okay? Let that fucking marinate, man. God damn. Thank you so much. Thank you. It feels good to be acknowledged and seen, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate it coming in, even despite the venom that they might have thrown towards us that was not deserving. They came in and made it right. What says UK?
What I was gonna say is, see, that's coming at the fact that a lot of black women were disappointed because you know it was they looked at it as this being the movement of women, where the women make a difference in the election this time, and they were disappointed that other demographics of women backed out of what they said they was gonna do. So because they expected for all the men pretty much to vote the other way. So that's where that was coming from. So.
Yeah. You know what, man? I want to hear it again. Let's go. What up?
I guess I'll be the first woman to say the internet would never convince me that I am not loved. They would never convince me that black men do not stand up for black women. I don't care what y'all use y'all platform as. I don't care what the fuck the algorithm keep trying to show me. I don't care what goes on in real life. I know who supports me 10 toes down. I know the people that I call on. I know what love feels like because of these people. I know what love looks like because of these people. I know what protection looks like and feels like. I know what security looks like and feels like. You get what I'm saying? Y'all would never convince me. Y'all get on this bitch and y'all talk out y'all ass. Black men love women. They love black women in real life. Not these bitches on the internet. I ain't got time for y'all. I ain't speaking for all y'all. How y'all say don't speak for all men? This is a conversation where I'm not speaking for all men. But the man in my life, you bitches don't never have the power to convince me that that shit ain't real.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, we're gonna let that one cook, man. And that melanin was popping, baby. Yes. So this question is for you, okay? Because you're the only one on the show with me. So I'm gonna ask you directly here. Does this help change the narrative that black men do not support black women? Because this is not the first time that we hear this. And like she mentioned, as far as being on social media and things like that, does this help to change that narrative?
I mean, when it comes down to, the more important stuff, yeah, it does. But, it's always the few that's the loudest ones, that, would make it bad for everybody else. So, and the same with, vice versa, small few that's the loudest that make it bad for everybody else. So, you know, I think people can admit when they're wrong.
Okay. Because I definitely think that this should change the narrative. Matter of fact, speaking of a narrative, could it be that black women have been fed an agenda and didn't realize it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For hundreds and hundreds of years, yeah.
I'm speaking more
It's just that,
specifically to
we're
the.
slowly waking up out of
I'm sorry, we got a little bit of
I
a
mean,
delay.
like
My bad.
recently, yeah. Like recently?
It just in regards to the black men supporting black women. Do you think that that was fed to black women?
Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, it's something out there that, is against us, but I don't think it's the majority. I think it's just a small few that's loudest.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And thank you to everybody who hit the like button as well. I appreciate it. It does help the stream. Thank you so much. If you want to, you can donate. There was an immense wealthy guy that was in here. I'm assuming it was a guy. It could have been a girl. Didn't drop a donation, but you can. But you can if you so choose to. I think that number one, I think that there was a narrative, and it was very frustrating. And I think that it could have been that it was fed. I mean, I think it was directly fed. Kind of. I'll say this. I think that it was easier to be fed because I think that women already thought that men had a disdain for them. I was talking to some women beforehand about it, and I think what kind of happened is that, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think that because men started answering the questions to where are the good men, that women may have taken critique as attack. And I think that they took the critique as you don't care for me, you don't like me, so on and so forth. And I think that that bled over. And I think that the
I don't think
algorithm.
that's it.
Mhm. Okay. I think that the algorithm kind of ate on that. I think people ate on that, right? And I think that it became a lucrative thing to where now you have women that just pump that men ain't ish, and that they're dirty and that they should be deleted. And I think a lot of women, because they felt, okay, because I'm being attacked, that I want to attack as well, right? If you give energy to a woman, she will reciprocate it to you with much more. Not necessarily questioning why the energy is the energy itself. So I think that the energy was, they perceived the energy as such, so therefore they moved as such. And I think that that again crossed over into this arena, and they believe that it didn't, that black men didn't support them. And I think that this definitely showed that that's not the case. I think a lot of black men do, the majority of black men do support black women 100%. Want to put some stank on it?
No, I think you said it all.
Okay. Well, you said you didn't agree with it. What was your take on it?
I mean, what I was saying was I didn't agree with that statement, at the beginning of what you were saying, but then you
Oh, dang, you breaking up again. Thank you again for whoever hit that like button. I definitely do appreciate it. You are now at the ACE of Spades podcast, man. We are talking about all kinds of stuff.
and the other stuff.
Oh, okay. I think you came back.
You ain't hear nothing I just said.
No, it went completely silent, so I started talking.
Oh crap!
I could tell it was good.
I did. I said in the beginning, I think it was, that one statement that, I didn't agree with, but then you had went down and said, the reasons and, this, that, and the other. So, that's why we, ended up with this narrative that black men don't like.
Okay.
I agree with everything that you said.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna roll with it then, because there's something else that's going on out here too. And this is why I was hoping that Ashanti would have been on here. She didn't come. I really wanted to get the women's perspective on this. Okay? Because I think you said it before, but I heard it in my house first, and then I started hearing it all over the internet. Or all over the internet, man. We're gonna take a quick look at it real quick.
I bet not see not one black woman a part of any feminist movement in this country, because this election just showed you that all the movement is about is protecting the privilege of white women and keeping you from.
Now there were more that were talking, but the sentiment was basically the same. What do you think about what she was saying in that clip?
Black women are tired. They're tired of being thrown into an agenda, being spoon fed lies saying, how it would benefit us too. And the people that, is dragging us along with them, bagging back. They tired, so it's like, don't call us for nothing. Don't ask us to do anything. Hey, if, you voted for this man and you changed laws and, you'll be right there with us. Don't sit up there and, cry out for help, because we're not going to help you. Just don't let it happen, because you need to learn the hard way. People ain't stupid. They fed up.
Yeah. And that's the sentiment that is being. Matter of fact, I should have recorded this one. I did not. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it, but I'm gonna try. Hold on, give me a second. Because it was pretty much the same thing of her kind of saying like, "Hey, man, I went through this, and I fought, and this is the thanks that I get." Hold on, let me see.
going to talk about Latino men. I'm going to let their people deal with them.
Light buses. Black women 4 years, unless it's for another black woman. You bet. Let it go. Stop fighting. Because we put in the work. We've always been on the right side of history. We've been putting in the work since
This
before
isn't the
we
one,
even
but it's going to
seen
be
as humans.
after this one.
Car crash or personal injury victims. Don't settle for lowball insurance offers. If it wasn't your
So
fault
this
and you
was the unedited one.
Black women, I'm so excited about last night's election results. If you like me, you've already done your crime. That's why I look like this today. But let me get to the good news and why this just shout. Because y'all, for the next 4 years, we get to rest. That's right. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about the mass deportation that happened here in Nebraska. Then we're going to move on and get to the money. We always get to the money. So his first term, y'all, he did the mass deportations in my state. And y'all know we have more cows than we have people. And so while kids were in school, because they work the meat processing plants here, the soybeans, the corn, all the ag, because we're ag state. So while the kids were in school, he came and snatched them, y'all. In our state, y'all, we had the big Greyhound light buses. And they shipped them out of here. Now listen, I ain't laughing at them, I'm laughing with them, right? Because it's funny. And anyway, so I got death threats for helping. But guess what? Not again. Sitting it out. So now let's get to the money. So y'all know this qualified immunity is coming. But let me tell y'all black women why that's exciting. So there's this company. Now, I don't give out any investment advice. I'm just telling y'all what I invested in. So there's this company, AXON, it's publicly traded. And they provide most in the U.S. police departments, their body cameras, their tasers. They even have an AI arm of their company where even everything was on the camera, they translate it in real time to do a police report. Yeah, let me say this, y'all. It's a well-managed company. It's a very profitable company, and they stocks keep going up. So I ain't saying invest. I'm going to just say that's where I'm hedging my bets because it started next year, and we know what's happening with qualified immunity. A lot of people seem...
She said a lot. She said a lot there. I don't know if y'all picked up everything that she said, but based off of how the vote...
she's saying that don't be a part of... I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was saying, she basically saying, don't be a part of nobody's fight no more. And I agree with her. It's time to think about ourselves and ourselves only because we'll have fighting for everybody else got us.
Yeah. Hey family says more to love. Hey, more to love. She also gave y'all some stock information as well. I don't know if y'all know what she was talking about, but it was basically the body worn cameras that law enforcement has that she's saying is going to go up in stock because of the qualified immunity and the rounding up of illegals, I guess. So this stock is going to has a potential of booming, is what I believe she was saying as well. So, which is crazy because I've always watched police footage, and that sure is the I think it's ANOX or something like that, AXS or something. So yeah, it's a real thing. I looked it up. I think it was like at 400 or something right now, dollars per stock. So, and she said it's going up. So she put y'all up on game. So black women, checking out and supporting the other people's causes, man. Do you think this is time overdue? Because I've heard women of color talk about it so much. Do you think this is time overdue?
Absolutely. We should have been stopped a long time ago.
Yeah.
But, like they say, black people, are the ones with the softest hearts and accept everybody and, forgive everybody.
Yeah, I can see that. Most definitely heard that part. Yes. Yeah, and I can definitely understand that as well. In there. Oh, wait a minute. Get it how you live it 10 toes down. But yes, I think that definitely the what is that? Nope. Yeah, sorry, I was looking for something. I definitely think that ain't gonna let me do it. Is it gonna let me do it? Nope, that ain't it. Thank you to More to Love. Hold on, wait a minute.
If you put a rock in my cup, then I will shut the fuck up. And you ain't gotta be a baller.
Okay.
So give me your motherfucking dollar.
Thank you to More to Love for the donation of $10. Thank you for the donation of $10. I definitely do appreciate it. More to Love. Thank you so much. It always throws me off. Yes. So she says that most definitely heard that. Yes. Yeah, I think that I can see that. Especially when you look at the numbers and and that happens, And the crazy thing is we didn't talk about this, but we talked about this, was the 4B movement as well. Apparently, do you know what the 4B movement is? I know you do. Would you like to explain the 4B movement?
Basically, so back over there in Korea, Japan, but one of those countries over Asian countries over there. You know how I think it was China, I don't know, but how the women went on strike, and so their birth rates are extremely low because I think for a few years the women refused to have babies with the men. Well, it's
Yes.
basically like
Sorry, you talking
that,
to the people. You talking to the
but the
people.
women, yeah. So it's basically like that, but the women are saying we're just going to be completely celibate for the next 4 years.
Yes. So, they're pretty much focusing on them, keeping to themselves and not interacting with
And
men.
it's not because of the men. It's because of the laws that's going to be passed. With reproductive rights and stuff like that. So the safest option is do nothing.
Yes. Well, in some cases, that's because I've seen one interpretation where it's talking about black men as well. They like, yo, like just stay away from all men, like just no men at all, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, and like you were saying, definitely to keep from reproducing, but I think it's also just to, I guess empower themselves. I don't freaking know, man. He's sounds lunatic to me. I don't think.
I don't know.
Watch yourself.
No, I think it's part of the fed upness too. So
Yeah. And that's just a lack of accountability. That's all it is. But I think that to each his own, man. If that's how you get your kicks and your jollies, then that's how you get your kicks and your jollies, man. I don't see it happening, man. This is a crazy world, and everybody's hunching everybody. So it'd be hard to believe that a lot of these young ladies are gonna be celibate. I know we were talking about instruments before, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's tell you, this economy.
I don't know. The stock might go up on that one.
Yeah, but the
That might
economy, the economy though, shoot, that vibrator ain't paying half the bill. So, you might need to reconsider that one. But yeah, Kay, this has been an awesome time with you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming through
me.
again. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your insight, what you bring, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you. I enjoy myself every time I come on here.
Well, I'm glad you do. Like I said, we were supposed to have more people, but life was happening. So it just ended up being
life
us.
be lifing.
Life be lifing. So it ended up just being us. But again, I think that the points were made. I think that you had a lot of good points, and I only hope that I added a little bit of insight to those as well. Do you got anything for the people to be looking for from you? Because I know you're doing. No. Okay.
I mean, hopefully, we will make this a regular thing. One of these days. I don't know how y'all book club coming along,
Oh,
but yeah.
we finished. We finished.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all finished?
Yeah. We weren't playing no games. Now look here. I might even be open. We'll talk about it. Because if you want to do a different podcast, I might be open to doing a different podcast. Right? Or whether it's reactions or whatever, right? Because I do enjoy you in this space. I think that you have a real bright light about you, and that I think that you fit in here. You know what I'm saying? Like you do your thing when you in here. So I really do like you in here. So I mean, I'm not opposed to maybe somewhere down the road talk about getting the show together and doing something. That's if you want to. I don't want to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer that either. But just throwing it out there, Yeah. Okay. But thank you so much for being, because you used to do the reaction videos before. So yeah, y'all, the cooteries. Yeah. So yeah. Y'all ain't know nothing about the charcuteries, did you? Till Kay came through and made it do what it do. So, yeah, we have to talk about something if possible. But I do want to say thank you again for coming through. You held it down last week, came through this week, held it down again. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much a wrap, man. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that came through. Thank you for everybody who hit the like button. Thank you for everybody who hit the subscribe. Thank you for everybody who hit the bell. And again, thank you to to More to Love. Got the wrong name. More to Love for the donation to the stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look, I'm about to play the song again. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know where you found that one from.
Yeah, I'll be scourging everywhere, man. But thank you so much. Before we, we're done. We're gonna get out of here. But however, I do got one more clip I want you guys to check out. This is someone that goes by the name of Nick Fuentes. He is a Trump supporter as well as a Republican, and I think Jakar Lee might be a little bit behind. Them before people ain't doing for lives of celibacy. I agree with you on that one. Miss Shanti says, More to Love needs to donate to me. Hell. If you were on the stream, she probably would have, but you weren't, so hell. But listen to the sounds of Nick Fuentes, who is a Republican and a Trump supporter, as he takes us out of the show, man. Until next time, catch you later.
The feel when you're totally not pressed. The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling? Dude, it's a ceiling made of fucking bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie. Your body, our choice.
Yeah, you can't hear us because it's the end of the show. So we're not saying anything for those that's wondering. We're just letting the music take us out, and then the show's gonna end. But thank you guys for hitting the like button. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. Remember those newscasts at the end where people was talking but you couldn't tell what they were saying? Yeah, that's what this is.